Apparently, TikTok confirms that its own employees can decide what goes viral. TikTok confirms that its own employees can decide what goes viral. That the company promotes certain videos, sometimes they enhance relationships with creators and businesses. It is no longer just an open secret. It's a process called heating up. TikTok has confirmed to Forbes that some of its U.S. employees have the ability to boost videos in order to introduce celebrities and emerging creators to the TikTok community. That statement comes as a part of a report about TikTok's heating button, which Forbes says can be used to put selected videos onto users' For You pages, helping boost viewers by sidestepping the algorithm that supposedly drives the TikTok experience. Jamie Favazza, a spokesperson for TikTok, told Forbes that increasing views to particular videos isn't the only reason for heating. TikTok will also promote some videos to help diversify the content experience. Read, make sure your feed isn't entirely made up of one or two trends. He said Favazza also suggests TikTok doesn't do it that often, claiming only 0.002% of videos in your For You feeds are heated. Okay, that is an insanely large amount of number though, because of how much do people upload? How much do people upload on TikTok? Oh, holy fuck, that's still like hundreds of thousands of videos. What the fuck? According to an internal document obtained by Forbes, however, heated videos reportedly make up around 1 to 2% of total daily video views. Holy shit. Heated videos don't come up with a label to show that they've been boosted by TikTok like ads or sponsored posts do, according to the report. Instead, they appear like any other video that would come up on the algorithm. The news isn't necessarily a surprise. There have been reports for years that TikTok uses the promises of promoted content to convince politicians and businesses to use its platform. What? TikTok would also be far from the only social media company to boost videos on naturally. Facebook allegedly knew what it was showing with inflated view counts. That's true. They did do that. TikTok videos do actually seem to get genuine views. Even if they're not going viral organically, the effect could be similar. People end up thinking that they'll do better on TikTok than they actually will. But it also means that TikTok is picking winners and losers. Creators and brands may lose a spot for someone's For You page, someone that has a tighter relationship with the company. According to Forbes, there have been incidents where employees heated content they shouldn't have, promoting videos from friends, partners, and even their own accounts. Creators might also lose interest. Dude, this is one of... I'll just say it like this. What you are talking about here, what this is one of the most powerful tools in contemporary society. I'm not even kidding. This is one of the most powerful tools that like an average person has in their hands. What's the deal? Just don't fall for subliminals? What? What are you talking about? First of all, nobody is above propaganda. You are not above propaganda. You are getting propagandized all the time. You just think you're too smart for it, but you're not, okay? That's number one. Number two, like you fall for propaganda all the time without even realizing it. And TikTok is the most effective tool for propaganda. It just is. Emily Baker of Forbes is the one who leaked this, by the way, who reported on this. Emily Baker White. But yes, TikTok and ByteDance employees are regularly using heating, a manual push that ensures specific videos achieves a certain number of video views according to 6 sources and documents reviewed by Forbes. Yeah.
I'm here with Emily Baker White, a senior writer at Forbes. She's just reported that TikTok employees can manually make any video on the platform.
Well, doesn't that mean that if you watch 10,000 vids in your For You page and only 2 of them would be heated? No, they're lying about that percentage.
Go viral. Tell us a little bit about your reporting. What does this mean for our understanding of how TikTok works and what going viral on TikTok means?
For years, TikTok has sort of described the possibility of going viral on the platform as magic and as math, right? The TikTok algorithm tries to predict what people will want to see on TikTok and then shows each TikTok user a personalized feed so the platform has said, of videos that the TikTok algorithm predicts they're going to like. And what we reported is, while that happens, what is also happening is something internally known as heating, which is individual TikTok and ByteDance employees selecting certain videos and intervening to make sure that they get a specific number of views. And so we talked to employees at TikTok and ByteDance who sort of described this phenomenon to us, and we also reviewed documents that talked about heating and how it's used inside the company. And one of those documents referred to heating as an operation intervention, which, according to the documents, can have a significant impact on the core metrics of the platform.
And it means that what you're seeing in your feed, maybe an employee at TikTok decided that you should see it versus like the algorithm saying, I know that Emily is really going to like this video. Not that you're on TikTok anymore, but why would TikTok do this? I mean, isn't part of the core idea is that kind of anyone can go viral, and it's like more based on the content that you're producing than who you are or maybe what relationship you have with TikTok?
Sure. So TikTok has not publicly disclosed that it engages in heating. Heated content still, it's not most of the content in your feed. It's a little bit of the content in your feed. And what folks have told us about why this happens is that TikTok has courted a lot of influencers, artists, brands, et cetera, that they want to bring into the platform. And they want to have partnerships with these people and show these people that they should be on TikTok, that TikTok will be good for them. And one of the ways...
I cannot get over how nice a Forbes writer's apartment is. Like, I literally did not think that Forbes was paying like that. You know what I mean? Holy shit. It's just like, this is such a nice apartment. What the fuck?
That TikTok has tried to convince these potential partners that they should be on TikTok is to show them that their content can do really well there. And sometimes that means heating their content to prove, see if you come to TikTok, life will be good for you here.
So it sounds quite secretive. So you're saying that this is not something that TikTok has disclosed to users or to its partners. What are the implications of the fact that TikTok is keeping this mechanism secret?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing necessarily wrong.
I mean, the pillows are the most dog shit aspect of this entire process. It doesn't look like green screen to me, but those pillows are like unacceptable. How do you have so much taste to put together this entire apartment, but then you also have those pillows? Like, what's going on there? Or is that like a fake Zoom background?
Wrong with platforms deciding to boost certain types of content. We know that they've done that, for example, with how to find your polling place, or making sure that we have accurate information about where to get a COVID vaccine. Those are partnerships and sort of promotions that platforms have done before that are totally fine. I think what makes heating different and newsworthy is that it sounds like at least sometimes what is in your For You feed isn't there because some algorithm has chosen it with your interests in mind. Instead, it's there because some employee has put it there with the company's interests in mind. And to the extent that TikTok is sort of picking winners and making some videos successful, on some level, those videos are being propped up at the expense of other videos that don't have someone inside TikTok saying we should heat this.
Do we know any examples of specific videos that have gotten this treatment or specific accounts that have been heated?
I can't share specifics on that, but I do know that partnerships with NGOs, I believe, have been heated, and partnerships with artists that the company was courting have been heated.
So TikTok is doing this in order to convince people to come onto its platform. Were there any other business purposes for this, or this is really just like convincing more people to join TikTok?
So one document that we reviewed said employees may use heating to attract influencers, promote diverse content, push important information, and promote relevant videos that were missed by the recommendations algorithms. And that last one feels particularly strange because it asks a human to say, oh, the algorithm should have caught this, but it didn't. And of course, in a
Facebook opening up the floodgates for all view counts by doing fake views is a little bit different than TikTok workers, like random workers on TikTok picking and choosing what goes viral, especially when you like recognize how fucking virality on TikTok is kind of how we got to Andrew Tate. Like, if you fucking sit there and realize that like Andrew Tate's a bad guy and he was able to like, he was able to become the face of misogyny at the global scale with people who still dick riding him non-fucking stop. Okay, people still dick riding him non-fucking stop, despite the fact that he's currently in jail over sex trafficking charges. Okay, then you should understand how powerful this kind of thing is, how powerful this level of propaganda can be. It is very frustrating that people recognize that on the one hand, they recognize the impact that that could have, but then also they didn't push his content like that. I know they didn't. Okay, you are not understanding something that I'm saying. That is not I'm not using that as an example of like TikTok content that was heated up. I'm using that as an example of like what can happen with TikTok virality. Okay.
World where everyone hopes to go viral all the time on the platform, there's a lot of presumption going into this just got missed by the algorithm instead of it doesn't sort of deserve to be heated. And I think early on, heating was used to try to diversify the content on the platform. There's a lot of emphasis on sort of lifting up more creators and more different types of creators in the documents. And at first, there was a lot of lip syncing content on TikTok, and there was a lot of teen dancing on TikTok. And the platform wanted to diversify, to have more content that would interest more people. And I think that was one thing heating was used for. But one thing we've also heard from sources is that folks inside TikTok have often struggled and had to use a lot of discretion to figure out when they're allowed to heat content because the guidelines provide for so much wiggle room.
And so is this something like these types of guidelines that you're describing, is that a normal thing that you would see in other tech companies that have these big social platforms? Is this a regular practice?
I think having guidelines about when you can boost content and how you can boost content is definitely normal in all of these companies. What's abnormal about TikTok, as far as we know, is that there is a button that a bunch of employees can press to make something go viral. And my understanding is that other companies, there is not such a button. And to the extent that content can be sort of artificially promoted by the platform, it is very heavily regulated and difficult to do. And what makes heating interesting to me, one of the reasons that heating is interesting to me, is that so many individual employees at TikTok and ByteDance have had the discretion to make these decisions. And it doesn't necessarily seem like there's some central clearinghouse that makes sure that heating decisions are made internally consistently.
So we're in a moment.
That's a wild amount of power.
There is a national conversation, and lawmakers
for one person
in the House are talking about banning TikTok. It's been banned on government phones, and a lot of state governments are rallying around banning it on state devices. What does this conversation about heating and these revelations that TikTok employees can kind of press a button and make anything go viral, what does that mean for the questions around TikTok being a national security risk?
We don't have any direct evidence that heating has been used to try to influence public discourse or civic discourse in the United States, but it is absolutely a thing that could be used
100%.
to try to influence public discourse in the United States. And so if I worked at TikTok and was trying to make sure that didn't happen, I would want to know exactly who has access to the heating tool, who has used the heating tool, and every piece of content that's been heated. And I wouldn't want.
You could absolutely, I mean, anyone that doesn't think that is being a little wild. I'm not going to lie. It's just, it absolutely could be used. It absolutely.
Want to have a central way of making sure that the heating tool is not misused in a way that could influence elections. And it sounds from our reporting, what we know so far is just that there isn't that level of control over.
This motherfucker 100% blocked me and unblocked me. He ghost blocked me. There's no There's no shot I would have unfollowed him. I don't know why I DM'd him this. He's up to his old tricks again. What the fuck's he doing? Anyway,
this tool, and I think they need to get that control.
Yeah, well, especially given that one of lawmakers' biggest concerns about TikTok is kind of this question of influencing American discourse, given how popular the app is. Can you tell us a little bit about why people are so concerned about that right now?
Recommendations algorithms are really complicated. And this is a conversation that we've had about Facebook, about Twitter, about YouTube. It is easy for a slight change in how those platforms' feeds work to privilege some conversations over other conversations in a way that can move politics. We've seen this with sort of radicalization and filter bubbles on Facebook, on YouTube. And there's a fear that that could happen at TikTok. But there's sort of another layer of geopolitics that's layered on top of what we worry about with these domestic platforms, because it would be very easy for someone inside ByteDance, perhaps at the behest of a government that has control over them, to turn a few knobs, so to speak, and slightly change what the algorithm looks like or how it treats certain conversations, certain political conversations. And again, that's not something that's unique to TikTok, but it is a major concern about TikTok, especially given how opaque TikTok and ByteDance's relationship to the TikTok recommendations algorithm is.
Right. And then you layer in heating on top of that kind of more general fear, and we're talking about
we already watched that
made button to kind of push any piece of content.
I hate how TikTok is genuinely one of the best sources of information that feels genuine because everywhere else feels fake. Wait, TikTok is not. What the fuck? What do you mean? TikTok is a new front in election misinformation. The growing social media platform is far more viral and harder to police than Facebook or YouTube. Yeah. I've been talking about this, man. It's so TikTok is on a different level of controlling information. Never forget, as much as I love China, okay, and its positive qualities, which I talk about regularly, okay, there is one element here that I always mention. If you want to understand why TikTok is such a dangerous tool, think about TikTok in China. TikTok is a Chinese company. It's owned by ByteDance. Think about the TikTok equivalent in China and what they serve on that platform versus what TikTok serves in the Western world, everywhere else outside of China.